can't believe you got me doing this.
The first time I got interested in science was when I was in year 7. I was about 11, 12. Mr. Dyack was my teacher at the time, and he demonstrated a Coke can filled with a little bit of water, heated it up, and dropped it in some ice cold water, and then it imploded. That was the first time that I actually was intrigued and interested in science.
I should add, I've never actually done this experiment myself.
My main drivers for kind of pursuing this career in the sciences was I wanted to help people. Previously, I was doing rare diseases. Usually the sufferers are very young. Even just being able to ease that suffering or those kind of difficult times is just what I wanted to do. I thought moving from the kind of academia and the learning side to the industry was going to be very much a challenge, but a really fun intellectual challenge. In reality, it became a lot more monotonous and tedious. It became that you would be pipetting 100 microliters or so from a tiny little vial like this into essentially one of these. This is one of the kind of microplates that we'd commonly use for PCR. Each 100 microliters would go into a tube, or less, sometimes 10 microliters, which then becomes very hard to actually see if you've actually got anything in said tube. And then forgetting where you'd actually end up putting samples half the time. I got a lot better, but those mistakes do also cost you time. And if it takes so long, then it becomes a little bit draining. I know some people who have left the industry because they don't feel like they're contributing, because it's, oh, I'm just doing this. I'm just, as I used to call, a pipette monkey. And I think sometimes that passion gets lost. My motivations essentially to move into the applicational science was kind of what I saw from the capabilities of what robotics and everything can do. If you get that time back, then that scientist can then use their brain for the more demanding tasks, such as the data analysis, or that experiment that they've put off for 3-4 weeks because they had to get all of these samples out. So it's not just about giving them back their time and essentially their brain, but that passion to actually do that work. That should be the fundamental driver of anyone wanting to go into science. And I think that is achievable with the collaboration of robotics and humans working side by side, allowing for development as well as the scientific rigor to be carried out.
Hopefully the air should leave the top of the can. And then as I put it in, it should drop the pressure inside the can, causing the implosion.
It did it!
Yeah! And I've never actually done this experiment, so this was actually really fun. Quite happy now.